me sitting in silence talking to myself. So feel free to add in anything you want. That is me spitting white ink out. I know there was somewhere else where I needed some white ink, but I can't remember where that was. Yeah, the more chatting, the better. That's fine with me. I can totally see and talk to you guys about anything you have questions about. I think this is the largest audience I've had for a while. Well, David, it's not so much hard to draw comics as it is to keep drawing them. And what I mean is that if you have a story that you want to tell, or you have a book you have to read, or you want to write or draw, or you want to tell a story, the real trick to it is making sure that you don't give up on it. I know that sounds really cheesy, but if you come up with an idea and you're like, I'm going to make this story and it's going to be great, it's going to be awesome, and I can't wait to draw it, and everybody's going to read it, and then you do 5 pages and go, I lost interest, and you move on to something else, and your story never gets told, and you'll always be left going like, man, I wish I had finished that book. So if you ever come up with the idea that you want to be a comic book artist, it's all about persistence. And persistence on every aspect. When I had my first books published, I had to submit to over 40 or 50 different publishers before I finally got a confirmation that somebody said, yeah, we'll make this. So if you're persistent and you keep doing it, no matter what people tell you, as silly and cheesy as that sounds, you'll be an awesome comic book artist. Too many people give up, man. Too many people. This book is going to take me 9 months to complete. And then even then, I still have so much more to do, you know? So I can't ever say, I don't think this is for me. I've also got a contract, so I really can't say that now. Ooh, the wind is picking up outside. It's too bad I'm not working on a ghostly graphic novel. The deadline was set between myself and Pineapple Press. And if I really have to be honest, I kind of screwed myself on the deadline for this book. They wanted to give me 1.5 years, and I told them I could get it done in 1 year. But the problem was, when I said that, I hadn't finished that baby. And this is all the thumbnail layouts for the book. Every single one of them. It's thick. It is not thin at all, as you can see. This is essentially the graphic novel before it's the graphic novel. And I'll tell you, David, if you ever had the right... going back to your question about making graphic novels, have you ever had them write a book or a book report for class. And I don't know if your mom makes you do this, but you sometimes have to do like a rough draft or an outline to kind of lay the book out before you do the whole book. This is kind of what this is. This is the layout. This is the rough draft. This is the skeleton to the rest of the book. So before I can flesh out the whole book, I had to do this. And when I discovered it was going to be 316 pages, suddenly it dawned on me, maybe I should have gave myself some more time. And I've been dreading contacting Pineapple to let them know, hey, we might have to postpone the deadline. I don't want to hurt my hand either doing this for too long. Oh, that's good to hear, David. Don't give up on it. I wanted to be an artist since I was 5 years old. I knew I wanted to do comics since I was 8. I might not do comics like Batman and Superman and all that, but I'll tell you that I still get to meet people who love my stories, and I get to sit down every night and work on this book. And to me, that's all that life matters, you know, is doing what you love. And I always say it sounds silly and stupid and sounds like a cliche that everybody talks about, but to be honest, it is, it's the truth. Yeah, I have what's called a Cintiq monitor, which is a 22-inch computer screen that I can draw right on. And in previous works, a lot of my artwork has gone digital now, but mostly my graphic novels are still done mostly in hand, and then they're inked in digital. This book will be entirely done traditional, simply based on the fact that the book itself, the story is set during the 1860s. All the way up to the early 1900s. And I want the feel of the book to look almost like an old woodcut carving. I want old, crosshatch lines. I want, hard work. I want it to feel organic a little bit more so than what I could do with digital. Digital, everything would come out looking slick or cleaner. And I could do it, digitally. I could make it look organic too, but there's something about knowing that you did this book by hand that I think will make it that much more authentic. Voila. Page done. So after these pages are inked, my next step will be to scan them into the computer, and then I will do a little bit of cheating because there will be some corrections and cleanups that need to be made. First off, if you don't notice, there's blue lines all around here, and that's from the non-photo blue pencil. So when I scan it, those lines will come out because then I'll adjust it. But then what I'll also be doing is I'll be going back. I'll let you guys in on a little secret here. If you see the corners of these pages, when I get to this little star, it means that something on this page needs a major rework that I can no longer do in pen. For example, her face and this whole panel needs to be completely reworked. I might have to drop another illustration in there. Might have to rework it. I just added so much white out and so much white ink on there that it's impossible to correct by pen. Let's see if I can find another one to show you. Let's see. I think it's coming up. Star. Down here, I know it doesn't look like it, but that face is horrible. And there's also about a real thick textured amount of weighted ink on there, of white ink, because I kept using white out and white out and white out over her face. So it just needs to be reworked in Cintiq. And that'll only take me a little bit, but still, it means that about maybe 15 to 20% of the whole book will be done with, well, that's too much. I would say about 5 to 10% of the book will be done digital, but predominantly still we'll have a mostly organic graphic novel. So this is the next page. And what we're doing now is this page right here, this little thumbnail. So what I'll probably do now is sketch it out. All right. Now this is going to be a real fun chapter because this chapter will involve, actually I was on the wrong page. Okay, hold on. I think I messed the pages up. This is, no, not this one. There we go, chapter 3. This chapter will be fun because it actually takes place during the Civil War. So there'll actually be a Civil War fight scene in this chapter, which will be a lot of fun to draw. So we gotta lay out the border lines. Yeah, since it's just 10 o'clock, I'll probably be doing this one till about 12. Maybe I'll quit a little early just to get some sleep, but I doubt it.